Hello, my name is Brian Tracy, and I'm a professional speaker and management consultant. And I want to introduce you to my good friend, Linus Okorie.
Ladies and gentlemen, please make welcome Dr. Linus Okorie.
Hello, everyone. Wherever that you are logging in from, I just want to say good evening to you. It's an honor to speak to you this evening. So just drop me a note and say hello, your name, wherever you are listening from or watching from, whatever city in the world. It is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Friday here in the city of Abuja at the Okorie Leadership Center. And for me, I have been thinking about how you can become unforgettable. You cannot be ignored if you understand the concept of what I'm about to share with you today. I'm about to open your minds. I'm about to open your thought process. I'm about to show you something that you can do differently that can reinvent your person and gives you an executive presence like never before. I have seen leaders who are competent, very, very technically sound, but when they walk into the room, they lack the executive presence to be able to win the support of those that they actually need their support to be able to function, to be able to be accepted, to be able to actually gain big business and actually make progress. So the whole idea, specifically right now, is not just about you being competent. It's not just about you knowing exactly what to do. It's about you walking into the room and getting the respect that you actually deserve. People just see you and they love the way you've carried yourself. They love the way you have presented yourself. They love the way that you have stood out and you have stood out differently. If you recall, in 1960, during the major election in United of America, it was an election that was between President Jeff Kennedy and Nixon. If you remember clearly, that was the first time that all elections in America was televised. The debates were televised on major national television stations in America. As a result of that, it will interest you to know that whenever Nixon wanted to answer a question, guess what it was? It was looking at Jeff Kennedy. He was looking at Jeff Kennedy to be able to respond to questions. We just showed that he was actually responding. He was responding to it, he was reacting. But whenever JF Kennedy was answering questions, you could see that he looked straight into the cameras. He smiled at the people. He talked with a sense of confidence and charisma. He was literally loved. And at the end of the day, now, the radio outcome specifically in terms of the polls showed that Nixon won the polls, but the television, specific polls showed that JF Kennedy won. And at the end of the day, because when people looked at JF Kennedy, they loved JF Kennedy, they loved the way he carried himself, they loved the way that he presented his person. And at the end of the day, because they loved what they saw, they voted JF Kennedy. He was full of inspiration. And so you realize that I keep saying it. You might be experienced, you might have competence, you might have technically soundness, but guess what? You lack the capacity to be able to carry yourself with so much grace, to be able to have the executive presence, to be able to have the critical element of what you call showmanship in some circumstances. By the end of the day, it must not necessarily be so. It's just about how you're able to walk into the room that will pull in the confidence of everyone that is listening to you. And that is why there are 5 critical things that you must learn how to be able to build. You must learn how to be able to own them. You must learn how to be able to make them part of your life. These 5 critical knowledge, these 5 critical skills, these 5 critical realities will change the way that other people see you, will change the way that you even see yourself, will change the way that you come into the marketplace with. The 5 of them, and I'll start with first, is about your presence, about your poise, about the way that you present yourself. It is about the way that you show up. It is about, and this is about executive presence, what you might call it. But get the idea. You walk into the room, and guess what? There's so much confidence, not overconfidence, not, I'm talking about appropriate confidence. Imagine if you walk into the room and you assume so much of confidence, which means you know that you are good, you are sound, you understand what you're coming into the room with. That's the first thing first. You walk into the room, and then the second element is the charisma that you bring in. Charisma is important. Charisma is just the ability to be likable. You walk into the room with the right smiles in your face, with the right eye contact. I mean, this is important. I mean, you are talking with people and you're not looking down, you're not looking at the ceiling, you're looking at them into the eyes, and you are smiling, and you just make it easy that your presence, something around you, there's some warmth around you. You have some level of personality that is filled with warmth. The truth of the matter is that there are a lot of people that you meet, and you might not necessarily want to meet with them again because of the fact that they come in, they're not smiling, they look, sometimes they even look mean the way they appear. And even if you look at them as individuals, they are cold in the sense like they're not coming out. They're not even showing that, you have even the right to be in their space as the case may be. So what does that mean? What it means is that it's important to display warmth when you walk into the room. It's part of the ability to be likable. I mean, people just see you and they love you because you are shown yourself friendly. You have reached out to people. You have given the right nod. You have given the right smile. You have given the right, and so the connection starts at that point in time. And so that is very important. The third element, which is so very powerful, is your content. Content. People just say that, oh, you should just appear in a certain way and people will love you. It's not just about that. It's about content. What is, when you open your mouth, what is the quality of stuff that comes out of your mouth, what content do you have? Do you have messages that can inspire? Do you have messages that can give hope? Do you have the knowledge of the subject matter? Is the body of the knowledge of the subject matter, very, very easy for you to convey? Do you have competencies hidden in the knowledge of the subject matter we're talking to you about? What is the quality of your content? If you open your mouth to speak, will people gain knowledge? Will they get better? Will they be inspired? Leadership actually flows to the one who knows. So when you know it, there's a sense of confidence that comes with it. And that's what I'm talking about. All of these things, they make up the executive presence. They make up, an idea that you walk into the room and people never forget you because you have spoken some very powerful ideas into the minds of people. The way you conveyed the message, the way you delivered the message, your delivery fantastic, the way that you have been able to carry yourself over time. I mean, if you are able to understand this third element, then what you now do is that you start today to prepare yourself before you appear in any public event or activity. Every time you are invited to speak, you are invited to a room, you must understand the subject matter that is pulling everybody together, so that even when you have the small talk, your knowledge of that subject matter can help people look at you and say, whoa, this person understands exactly what he or she is talking about. It's important to be able to have that, all of that. The fourth element really is your ability to be able to be comfortable in other people's spaces. What does that mean? Your ability to network, your ability to start with the first conversation. I mean, you can walk into the room and you say you're not going to talk to anybody. If you don't talk to anybody, the truth of the matter is that nobody is going to actually remember you. Nobody's actually going to even remember your name. But imagine if you offer, to be able to introduce yourself to the next person, and you do that so nicely, and you are looking forward to even listening to what they are saying to you. Some people introduce themselves. It's all about themselves. So you are in that room. It is not about you. I want you to know it's not about you. As a leader who is somebody with an executive presence, conversation should not be centered around you. Conversation is actually, you should create conversations that center around the person that you are introducing yourself to. After introducing yourself, can you please just listen to the other person? Listen to others as they speak to you, as they share their dreams, as they talk about things that matter to them, to you. When you begin to understand that listening is part of the executive presence that a lot of people have ignored over a period of time, when you learn how to listen to other people, I tell you the truth, what are you doing? You are galvanizing the ability for people to be able to respond to you with some level of care, because you have shown that you actually care. And the last bit of what I want to talk about today is the fact that when you are done with that event and you're no longer in that environment, when will be the last time, for instance, that you can pick up a phone and you call somebody who was in that meeting to say, wow, it was really great meeting you. The executive presence is not just about when you are present, it's also about when you're not present. What will people remember you? That you showed up and you call back and you exchange conversations to say, it was really nice meeting you. Guess when you do that, what happens is that people really know, wow, this individual really cares. This individual is trying to create a sustainable relationship. And people love it when you try to get to know them beyond where the event has been able to happen. So that makes all the difference for me. And so if you are able to understand some of these elements that I've shared with you today, guess what? It just opens the door, prepares you for where you need to be. So remember, these elements are factors that can just strengthen just your capacity to be present with style, to own your space, to own the environment, and to be present, right? So that even when you are sitting and you're not talking, that your presence is actually felt. Your poise is appreciated. And most importantly, before I actually forget, your mind power. Your mind power. Your mind power actually is the way you position your thought process, the way you position your mind in your language. There will be no negativity in your language. That's executive presence. I have never seen somebody with great executive presence talking down on another human being. No way. Or talking down the country. No way. Somebody with executive presence will always talk with high level of confidence, will always talk with high level of respect of other people around, and then we talk with high level of hope, optimism. He is a dealer in hope. She's the dealer in hope. And that's exactly what we're talking to you about. And so while I was thinking about, putting all of this together, I just felt that there will be a need for anyone that is listening to me today. There will be a need for you too. If you're a speaker and you're a thought leader, you're a CEO, you are somebody who is hungry to improve your executive presence, then it's important that you are in the room. You are in the room where some major conversations are going to be happening. You are in the room for Leadership 365 conference. The Leadership 365 conference that I'm talking to you about right now is that particular conference that is going to be having 365 speakers, 365 leaders, 365 thought leaders, 365 men and women who are hungry to be more. Men and women who are hungry to stretch their minds, to make a difference. Men and women who want to be exposed into an environment where a lot of things happen differently. An environment where there are all manner of possibilities, all manner of connections, and all manner of quality growing together. Like, imagine an opportunity of even having 365 Leadership 365 material book in your hand, a book where you're going to have 365 competencies in it, a book that you read one chapter a day. As a leader, you walk into that room like never before. Guess what? You have that in your system. And at the end of the day, it's going to be mind-blowing. So out of the thousands of people that will be willing to be part of that event, we're going to be selecting, we're going to be choosing only 365 people. Imagine yourself amongst the 365 people that will be in the room. I mean, we were supposed to host this event literally on 21st of March, but as a result of respecting the very important brothers, the Muslim event taking place I'm talking about the Salah. Because of that, we felt, oh no, we have to give an opportunity for us to have another date chosen. And guess what? 2nd of May is that date. So we're going to be having a very powerful gathering of these 265 people on the 2nd of May 2026. So you have enough time to fight for a seat. And if you want to be part of this powerful event, all you need to do, at the moment is you should just, connect with whatever information that you have on the screen. I guess it's going to be outstanding. It's going to be mind-blowing, and it's going to be one of the biggest decisions that you make. And so I'll be happy to take even one or two questions, and then we will call it a beautiful evening. So if there's no question generally, I definitely would like to see a lot of you at this super event on the 2nd of May 2026. But guess what is going to happen before I even wrap up is that we will at that particular event launch the first National Speakers Association of Nigeria, NSA, National Speakers Association of Nigeria, where we will be connecting with other speakers and growing our competencies and capacities to speak with power and influence. And some delegation would also be moving to America for the July America Speakers Association, National Speakers Association of America in July, and it's going to be very awesome. So I'm ready to take the question. What's the question? Yeah, so a lot of people mistake executive presence and pride. Remember, I told you, I said to you that it is possible to be overconfident. Overconfident means that you come into the room, you carry yourself in a certain way with shoulders up, right up there, and you disrespect everybody that you come in contact with. That's pride. That's what pride is all about. You don't honor people, you disrespect people, you don't even seek to meet with other people. You want them to come to you, just that, right? And when even when people come to you, you feel that you are better than them. And people can perceive that based on the way that you present yourself. But executive presence is not like that. Executive presence is simply the way you have positioned yourself, to be able to walk into the room, respect the way you sit, respect the poise that you show, respect other people around you, connect with other people, show respect to other people. And when you speak with high level of confidence. And then, of course, there is some value in your voice. There's some value in your contribution. And you're reaching out to people and you're connecting to people. And people can connect with you. You're looking at people, respecting them. That is executive presence, not necessarily the other way around. So, like I said, first thing first is hunger. Hunger. I want somebody who is hungry. If somebody is listening to me today and you know that there are only about 365 people that will be part of this conference, after 365 persons have been selected, no other person will be in the room. So what you have to do right now is that you go straight on and you register immediately. Make your payment, 250,000 naira. Once you make your payment specifically, guess what? And you send us your receipt, and after that, you send us your profile. That's what we need, actually. The hunger makes the difference. And of course, you must be a CEO, you must be a speaker, you must be, among all the things I've mentioned so far, you must be somebody who has accomplished something significant, that you're coming to the room to bring value to the room. So everyone who is in that room is coming with one level of value or the other.
So somebody's asking, does being impossible to ignore have to do with your physical appearance or your mental state?
So not necessarily your physical appearance. I have seen people who have very powerful physical appearance, and then when they open their mouth, they speak in such a way that they lack content. There's no content. So so if you open your mouth to speak and you lack content and you're wearing a nice suit, what has that done to you? You are completely ignored. You do not matter. But if you come into the room well-dressed, well-prepared, your mind works. Content, you have content. You open your mouth, value comes out of your mouth. You have nuggets that are impacting people, influencing people. And in private conversations, people can feel you. Your impact is great. You are not proud. You are just giving, adding value to people, sharing ideas that touch the lives of people. All of these components put together is what is considered as executive presence, not necessarily just the person who wears a suit and crosses his leg and look good in front of camera. That's not what it is. And that's what I want to completely change. I want to change that narrative and begin to combine the elements and the competencies that make up the one who is really, really smart in terms of executive presence. And this meeting will be the meeting you can never miss. I think on this note, I want to thank everybody. Have a beautiful evening. So you can scan the code on the screen. You just scan the code. That code that is code that is on the screen. Scan it right now, and you get every information that you need, and you register right away. And then you look forward to at least meeting myself, meeting Les Brown. For how many years? Les Brown has been on top of the 5 speakers for 40 years. And he's one of the only black man who has made the list of top 5 speakers for 40 years. And he will be speaking live in the room, and you'll be meeting some of the best minds in that room. I bet you it's going to be just lovely.